We're here back at the Fantasy Bar talking some NBA, six of my favorite plays for you for the Monday night slate, and we are going to attack the mid-range, whether it's injury situations to capitalize on, matchups, pricing inefficiencies. Got 5 plays for you, all under 7,000 on DraftKings, and I'm going to give you a beast tonight. I think is at least $1,000 underpriced on both sides. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition, Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We are back talking some NBA. Got 6 guys fresh off the tap for you. Thank you, as always, for stopping by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's videos. Now, you guys know the drill by now. Take a second, click that thumbs up button, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss any of the content. We are now moving to 3 days a week for the NBA. We'll be schedule-based. We'll try to stick to Monday, Wednesday, Friday if the schedule allows. That is the schedule for this week, so make sure you subscribe. Don't miss any of the shows. All right, let's dive in here with our first play in the mid-range, Isaiah Collier of Utah. Now, Utah going to be down several bodies, including some key guards in Sexton and Clarkson. Also have John Collins out tonight. Markkanen listed as questionable. Walker Kessler listed as questionable, but it's the guards that are the focus, and Collier going to continue to run the show for this Utah team without Sexton, Collins, and Clarkson. Sees a usage bump over 4.5%. If Markkanen's out as well, that number jumps another percent. So just big time usage upgrade here for Isaiah Collier. Look at the pricing. This is going to be a key to the show here today. Generally, guys more expensive on FanDuel. He is cheaper over there. So love him on DraftKings at 6,200, but that 6,000 on FanDuel just looks way too cheap here against this Portland team, giving up the 5th most fantasy points to the point guard position. All the injuries there in Utah. I don't think multiple Jazz players out of the question here tonight. My favorite being Isaiah Collier. All right, let's go to the other side of that game with a little correlation with Deni Avdija. Now, you talk about a roller coaster in production. Avdija certainly fits the bill. Been all over the map, down near 10, up near 50s. That's going to help keep the ownership down. Now, cash games can be a little bit tough for this guy. Get that. And I try to give you guys I like in both formats. Before tonight, Avdija going to be a solid GPP option for us. We know that 50-plus upside is certainly there. And I really like the game environment here tonight as well. We got a 4.5 point spread, big 232.5 point total. We know Utah Jazz not playing much defense, 29th overall in defensive efficiency. Great game stack here. Deni Avdija, my preferred play on the Portland side. All right, let's get you my favorite center for the night with Nic Claxton of Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, another team dealing with a pile of injuries, especially with some offensive firepower. No Cam Thomas, no D'Angelo Russell. So that's even more that a guy like Nic Claxton is going to have to do. And you talk about consistency, he has certainly been getting it done. And this is what you are looking for in your cash games and in your tournaments. 30 or more DraftKings points now in 5 straight games. So giving us that 5X that you are looking for with upside for more. 37 is what he is averaging over that 5-game span. And this has been a matchup that we have taken advantage of all season long. Centers against Washington, basically print with this matchup. Most points allowed, second most rebounds allowed, and of course, the most fantasy points allowed. Nic Claxton, my favorite center, and he's under 6K over on DraftKings. All right, next play, and this is another one where he's cheaper on FanDuel. Jaden McDaniels of Minnesota. So mid-6s here on both sites, just 6,400 on FanDuel. Should probably be up near 7,000 with the amount of minutes that he's been playing. We know Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo going to remain out tonight. Rudy Gobert listed as doubtful, so they're probably going into this game with all 3 of these guys. And when that's the case, usage jumps over 3% with those 3 off the floor. And we know this is a guy that contributes in so many different ways for this team. We mentioned the minutes. Over the last 6 games, in 5 of those games, has played 37 or more minutes. In those games, averaging over 38 DraftKings points per game. So averaging a 6X return on these salaries. Jaden McDaniels, another guy, I think it's too cheap, especially over on FanDuel at just 6,400. All right, let's stay in the mid-range here with Kelly Oubre of Philadelphia. Now this one looking like DraftKings the better value again. Don't mind him on FanDuel here. Not going to give you guys I don't like on both sides. 67 on FanDuel, down at 5,500 on DraftKings. Joel Embiid not sounding promising that he's going to be out there tonight. And Tyrese Maxey listed as questionable. Philadelphia could be missing both of their big guns here. And with Embiid off the floor this season, Oubre has averaged 31 DraftKings points per game per 36 minutes and gets a near 5% usage bump when both guys are off the floor here. Great matchup with Chicago, and he has done well in both games this season, averaging 41 DraftKings points per game against this team. Chicago, bottom 8 against both shooting guards and small forwards, and we know this team just not very good defensively, 25th overall in defensive efficiency. Great spot here tonight for Kelly Oubre. Even if Maxi's in, still a guy I like on Monday night. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's roll on with our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, click that thumbs up button if you have not already. Head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my Beast of the Night. If your guess is the closest, you're going to get a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out today in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap up our Monday video with my favorite play, your man's Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. This is a guy I think is underpriced for his current role right now, and that is Tyler Hero of Miami, tonight's Beast of the Night. Another situation, a little bit cheaper on FanDuel at $8,400. To me, this is a $9K player, probably a $9,500 player on FanDuel, and I think those are the prices that he gets to eventually. Good news for us, we get to take advantage here while we can. Jimmy Butler no longer in town. It has been Tyler Hero absolutely playing this alpha role for the Miami Heat, averaging over 27 points per game, 7 assists per game, and over 5.5 rebounds per game, and been giving us some big ceilings of late. 2 40-plus point scoring games over his last 4, went over 60 in each of those games. Atlanta, going to be a great matchup here, as we know for him. 6th most fantasy points allowed to the point guard position. Tyler Hero, way too cheap, easily my favorite play on the board, and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Monday six-pack talking some NBA. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, you know where to find me. Hit me up in that comment section right below the video or on Twitter at Beermakersfan and get your guess in. How many fantasy points does Tyler Hero score on DraftKings? Your guess is the closest. You're going to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck tonight. We'll take tomorrow off. Be right back here in the bar on Wednesday. Go win some money, guys. Thanks again for hanging out, and we'll see you.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on rotogrinders.com/videos.